my invention, this technology that will really bring humanity to a whole new place of healing. And I think what will manifest from all of that, all this healing that's going to be able to happen through this technology, will be an economy like we've never seen it. It'll be lifestyles for everyone that are comfortable and safe. And I can't wait to get started. I developed the actual technology April of 2023 last year in Westland, Oregon. And it's still in development. But I want to really just get out there that this is my technology, Denise Kirky, and it is my development that I worked on. The healing that's going to come from this, I just can't wait to share it with you. It's really going to be amazing. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to just describe is the actual technology itself. So that, like, the outline of this this machine. And it basically looks like this. So we start out with just a box. Okay. All right. Here is the lid. Okay. So we have a lid here. And then inside is kind of a bowl shape, right? All right. So you're going to put liquid form of any natural, natural oils. Usually oil-based is usually best. That's what I've pretty much worked with. And then you have below here a heating element. Okay. Heating element. Okay, so conduction oven type of technology there. What I've worked on with this is as if you're seeing inside of it, right? So what I've worked on with this is missing the centrifuge. So what I'd like to put in here is a centrifuge, right? So centrifuge is, if you've ever been, that type of conductivity is basically, if you've been to a swimming pool and you go and you take your bathing suit off and you put it inside of this kind of dryer. So when you push down the lid, it spins really, really fast. Okay? And so that is something I haven't experimented with, and I would love to experiment with that. And all of these are happening at the same time. So you have heating, you would have your centrifuge happening, and then you would have your mixers here. Okay. So you've got, I think 3 is ideal because that's really what that's really going to do is it's going to break up, it's going to really break apart those natural compounds to then reconnect. Okay. And like I said, I'm focusing more right now on the technology. The foundation, I really, of course I can't really say what's happening inside of the body once this technology is applied to the natural elements because I don't have a lab, which, is of course would be ideal in kind of exploring more of how this healing is possible. So you have your heating element here. Okay, you have your heating element. So your heating is happening. Your mixing is happening. You have all the, whatever it is that you're wanting to work. I mean, there's so many different natural plants. There's so many different, natural elements to the world. I mean, you can just throw it all in there at once, and just see what comes out. So it's pretty exciting. So this would be the front of it. And then the back of it would look like this. Okay. So you'd have your on and off switch here. Okay. And then over here you would have basically your electrical plug. So the plug that gets the electricity to make all these things happen. And then over here would be your input system to a software. You could have a software program. You have your digital readings, right? So it would tell you, you could have control over how hot, you could have control over how fast everything goes. Then you could read exactly what digital data comes up, and then also what's happening with all of the natural elements inside of there. Then once you have all that done, you can apply it to
perfect gift. You have zero ideas and you don't know where to start.
You have um, and then you could apply it. I have ideas. Whatever came across that was funny. Perfect timing. Okay, so anyways, uh, and I'm gonna put here front, and over here is back. Okay. Okay, so front, back. That's basically what the mechanics of the machine would look like. And of course, over time, we can take other natural laws of physics and really make something out, really kind of build on this, but this is your basics. So a little bit about my background. I was a radiologic technologist for a very long time, and I started when I was in Silicon Valley, and I started from film. I had the last year of film, and then it just went, woof, technologies just came in like a train wreck. I was working with several different software programs. I was working for a very busy orthopedic practice. And so I had to really learn fast in order to survive in my field, how to work with all of the different technologies to get the results for my patients. And I call them my patients because I do really care for people and their healing process. And I'll go into more of that later on. Okay, so we have kind of I'm just going to put over here software. Okay, so this would be the software that would be created that we could control all these types of, elements. Okay. Okay, so that is the basics of the outline. There are other aspects to this system that I think need to be created over time. But I do just want to make this very clear that there is a spiritual realm to this, okay? And I'm going to go into a little bit about that in a minute. Spirituality and technology are actually very, very intertwined. And I think that with the advancement of technology, spirituality and the idea of a higher level of consciousness kind of got lost in the process. And so I do believe that this technology will kind of bring that to the surface and really get to getting people to a healed space to where they're elevating not just their own lives, but those around them. Okay, so this is the basics. So now I'm going to get into kind of what this technology will create for humanity, will create for a better tomorrow. Okay, so we have the basics down. All right, so this is the basics. All right. So now we're going to get into living a life from a healed space. All right, and why it's important. All right, so living life from a healed space. So we are, and I don't think there would be anyone that would disagree with me on this. And if you did disagree with me on this, I would say you need some healed trauma work for sure. So some of the things that come from the technology are this technology are I do make the salves. So the salves um, suppositories. Okay, these are actually very beneficial for pain such as back pain, endometriosis pain. The cells, I mean, they heal burns, lacerations, I mean, everything. I'm not saying at all in any way whatsoever that this type of technology will replace needing a surgery or anything like that. I am not saying that. This will aid in the ability to heal people. This will be a process, a part of, um, because what can come from this type of technology, um, will really put people in a healed physical state, mental state, everything. The other thing that I create is I do these gummies, okay, and these gummies along with uh, sound healing, okay, sound healing. Um, just do amazing things for mental state. It's just amazing. And someday, if I do tell when I do tell my story of everything that I've been through to get to this place, you would be like, what? Like, how did she do that? And it was because of this technology. It was because I found a way that the universe provides for us to heal and to get through difficult times. And naturally, the earth, the universe, wants us to heal naturally. It actually provides for us for that. And I'll explain also one of the things that I'll bring up as well is I'm just going to put this back up real quick. I'm going to put up my machine up real quick. Okay, there's the lid, heating element, here's the bowl, and we have these guys, okay. It's probably just a faster way of drawing them. Okay. Okay. All right, so here's your lid, heating element, and then over here is your centrifuge. Okay. So this process is based on Venturi, okay, Venturi-Bernoulli's equation, okay, and that equation is the increased velocity of fluid flowing through a constriction indicates a drop in pressure, okay? So what we have here is basically, if you were to, this is how Bernoulli's system works, okay? Its pressure changes, okay? So I would say if this is on a physical level, this is on the physical level, right? But I would say this is like the basics of what I'm trying to explain here. This process right here is where humanity stops. Okay, this is where people stop. They stop here because the pressure is too much, and to get to the other side of growth. So let's say you're in one space, right? So you're in a place of being here, okay, and you want to change. I guess you could describe it as like timeline. They call it timeline jumps, or you're as you move into your life, move throughout your life. You can have stagnancy in life, right? So stagnancy is like you're never leaving this space. You're always stuck in this space. And I would say as a whole, the way things are now, I would say as a whole we are stuck. I mean, we are in this space. And this pressure is coming, okay? Or is here. The pressure is here. And this technology will ease this way of getting through the pressure of the new way of And it'll affect everything. It'll affect economies. It'll affect it'll affect everything. I mean, it'll be good, but the process is going to be very difficult for people. And I think it's you can see just in our economy how people have checked out. I mean, they're just checked out. And this technology will get people checked back in. It'll get them healed, and it'll get them moving into the new way of being. So the salves. Let me. Let's see. Did I bring one? I think I brought one. I didn't. Okay. So anyway, the salves or the green jar is a green. The salves. That is kind of a topical. So that the salves, the suppositories, and the gummies. This is proof. So this is my proof. This took 7 years to develop. This took 7 years to develop. And then from the proof came the technology, okay, from how it's made. And then next is I'm going to kind of describe a little bit about kind of what's next, okay? So the best way that I can describe what's going to come next from this development is energy. We are energy, okay? I think that I think for a very long time, we thought, as long as you have housing, as long as you have housing, as long as you have this, as long as you have that, food, whatever else, you're fine, whatever. But I because of this, I'm still going through difficult situations, and I'm currently don't have housing because I'm going through some stuff right now, and I have to say, if it was not for this technology, mentally, I probably wouldn't be handling this situation as well as I'm handling it. And doing what I have to do every day, keeping my head on strong, just moving through the pressure space into the new way of being in my life. And what that means sometimes is you have to let go of relationships. You have to let go of those people that that bring you down. You have to let go of people who talk negatively about you. You have to look at your life for what it is, no matter how painful it is. And without this technology, I wouldn't have been able to get through that process of seeing my life for what it is and the people around me, and how people can really not just people. It's not people. It's energy. It's energy. Like, people are energy. You're energy. I'm energy. And so this technology really it brings you to your energy. It brings you to the energy of you and your connection to the universe, okay? And your connection to why you are here, and your gifts. You're here for your gifts. And life can just get in the way, and it can distract you from your gifts. And so I'm going to kind of go over this. So this is the energy, right? This is energy. All right. So we have our products over here. All right. We have our centrifuge, and then we have our energy. Okay. So this is our number one, right? This is our number one here. All right, this is the star of the show right here. And then over here is number two. This is what comes out of it. Okay, so this is the actual, this is the dance. This is the dance. This is what we get to play with in order to create our energy, which is our foundation. Okay, our foundation. Our foundation. Okay, so this is our foundation, our energy. Okay. Then from energy comes physical, right? Physical. So that could be the basics, right? Housing, food, things like that. And relationships, right? Physical relationships. I mean, so many things fall into this category. And there's an exchange happening here. There's an exchange of energy and physicality. There's an actual exchange happening, okay? So physical can take away from your energy, right? And we kind of all know that. Like, you may not consciously know that, but it is happening. Like, you don't choose the family you're born into. You don't choose kind of situations that you just kind of find yourself in a situation, and you can control your energy. That is the one thing that you can control in a situation. And these products will help you control that energy. Okay? So let's say this is like one person. Okay? So let's say this is a person. Okay? So you have a person here. Okay? Every person is energy, which then reacts with has a physical manifestation from it. Okay, so this is a person. Okay, every person is part of an economy. Every person is an energy that will create a physical manifestation. Okay. So systems are technically built off of kind of just the physical. It's not really an energy. Okay, it's more of just a physical. It's just, well, I know what I know the best way to run this, or I know the best way to be the boss, or I know this, you need to do it because I want it done this way, or that kind of like way of working with other people. When actually what needs to happen is there needs to be more of an energy exchange with other people. And in that energy exchange will manifest an amazing physical world, an amazing physical economy, amazing physical way of being in the world. So probably the best way to describe the number one reason that economies fail, the number one reason that we're stuck, is, I think this is a hot topic right now, because I think a lot of people are realizing this, is trauma. Okay. Trauma-based economies keep everybody stuck. Okay. So not just the people, the hierarchy, let's say hierarchies, okay? So the hierarchical system never works. It's never worked. It always fails. I mean, we know from history that when you create one hierarchical system and you create another hierarchical system, and they all start fighting, and it's just like, okay, well, it just, something doesn't work out. And what that is basically is a trauma-based economy. It's just, it's just economies built on trauma. And so not only by creating economies like this, did I spell economies wrong? So not only, I'm going to do this here. I have a economy. I I like things spelled right, and that's just my thing. Anyway, so when you have trauma-based economies, they don't work. Everybody gets stuck, and not just the individual person within that economy, but also the people who created it. Okay, the people who created economies like that end up being stuck as well. And a lot of times, when we're born into, power, or we're born into whatever place we're born into in life, families or whatever, we really are kind of convinced that that is the way it is, and that's just not true. And I think a lot of people at this time, this is the perfect time for this, because we're realizing that, I think globally people are realizing, okay, well, that's just not true. Everything, kind of like things are getting like switched around, okay? And people are going, wait a minute, we want unity. We want unity. Okay, unity is the new deal. In order to get to unity, you have to go through this technology. You have to go through this process. Okay, there's just no way around it. And I would say the best way kind of to describe this, and this goes back to when I was very, very young, and I remember I loved studying physics and the universe, and I was also a surfer, and I loved being in nature. I mean, nature was just like my place. It's like I was having a bad day or dealing with my family, and I'm just like, gosh, is this really the way life is? And I would go into nature and I would just have a minute, and just be like, I could stare at the trees, and I would just stare at them and just be like, that tree has been here a long time. You know what I mean? And it's simple. It's just swaying in the wind. It's not really, doing much. And meanwhile, things for me were chaotic. And it was just like, why is everything so chaotic and crazy? And it was because, I was born into a family that had no control of their energy. They had no foundation of energy. It was just, everything was a reaction to the physical. And so what this machine will do is it will get you in control of your energy, get you in control of your energy, so that whatever's happening in the physical will not affect your energy, and it'll help you to make good decisions. It'll help you to strategize. It'll help you to see outside of those energy fields, those people who are either taking or bringing energy into your life. And so that's why this technology is just so groundbreaking. It is so amazing. And so I want to get back to what I was talking about. The main thing for me was when I was, I would pull out my universe books. I was always curious about physics and the universe and space, but I wasn't really, I wasn't a data person. I was more of well, let's just do it, and then I'll figure out the data later. So that's kind of how this came about. Was I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this, and then go to the drawing, back to the kind of go forward. Like, instead of going detail forward, I wanted to go forward and then go back to detail. So that's kind of how this came about. So in looking at the universe, the number one part of the universe that just scared the crap out of me was the black hole. I mean, it was just the power and the velocity and the energy. I was just so attracted to it. It was just so attractable to me, but at the same time, it like scared me. And I guess you could say I was kind of like, I was just kind of attracted to it, but I was scared of it at the same time. And I decided to kind of use that as a catalyst for what it took for me to come to this reality of life, and this, and it's just swirling, and it's like you just like, oh my god, you just have to like look, like I would just like imagine like looking down into this black hole and just like, woo, like where is this gonna go? And I did it. I went through the black hole. I mean, someday I'm gonna tell my story and you're gonna be like, how is that girl standing up? And I did. I went through the black hole. And my experience, no matter how difficult it was, I mean, you can appear to have a great life, but if your energy foundation is all messed up and maybe you physically have it all, the physical's going to fall apart. You can't do the physical world without having a good energetic foundation. And actually, you can have a better physical world and reality if that energy field foundation is set on a really high vibration. And that's what this technology can do. And you know what's really amazing about this technology is it makes this process, okay? So I'm going to describe it here like this. This is going to be better if you can understand. This. If you were to put the black hole on its side, okay, look what we get. We get exactly what my machine is made of. Okay? So the black hole, although down and scary, is actually the process in which humanity needs to go through. And unfortunately, we have an economy that's just preventing us from doing that. It's just like, have a cake and eat it too. Have nice fancy things, and then you don't have to worry about that. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Like, you have to go through this process. It is not even a question. And you may think, oh, I'm fine, my life's good. And that's fine. Like, you can think your life is good, okay, and great, and stagnant. However, taking your stagnancy and moving through it will bring you a much better stagnancy. That's the best way to describe it. So this technology will ease this process, okay? It'll ease this process for people, okay? And it'll bring people to a place, it'll bring the economy where it needs to go, okay? Everyone's trying to avoid this right now. Everyone's like, I don't want to do this. I want to check out. But we're coming to a place where we have to. We don't have a choice. This is people are really gonna have to start looking at this. When Social Security is not enough to survive on. When we've got the baby boomers getting older here, and we've got the grandkids who can't even afford to pay their bills because they went to college and they have debt, and then they get in debt and debt and debt. And even the people that are making money off the debt aren't going to survive this either, because it's all going to fall apart. And I think we're already seeing the ramifications of that. So I saw this kind of coming a long time ago. I've always been fascinated with economies. I've always been fascinated with technology and nature. I love learning and educating myself, and now I'm getting to a place where I'm feeling more confident in educating others on this process. Okay, so definitely this is the black hole. That is not a bad thing. This is actually a very good thing. And we need to start, this technology will ease this process. This technology will ease this process for people to get through this. And what's going to happen when you have a healed economy, when you have people healed, okay, when you have a healed economy, it's called ascension. And money, nobody's going to care about money anymore. money isn't going to matter. Ascension is going to be the new strive. The ascension is what's going to get people to that. It just keeps going. If you continue this process, of diving into the black hole of yourself, okay, you will get to this place of ascension, and then you'll just want to keep doing it, and you'll have this technology to ease that pressure in getting through it, and it's not a fun ride. I mean, I'm gonna say, but I've done the hard part. Okay, I've been practicing this now for some time, and I'm at a place now where this technology is really going to bring everyone to be able to get through this process, and really make this world just a beautiful place to be. Really, just, our children are going to be gifted with endless amounts of abundance, right? Life will be about abundance. It'll be about abundance. It will not be abundance, ascension, abundance, all these amazing opportunities, growth. I mean, it's just going to be, I'm just so excited about it. I'm so excited about it. I really am. I think it's just going to be a real beautiful technology to bring to the world. So, what else did I want to talk about? I think on the next video, I'm going to talk about my experience with this technology, and how my life started from beginning to end to now. It's still going. Life is still going. It doesn't stop. But I will, say that through this process, there will be a lot of resistance. And there'll be resistance from people you love and care about. There'll be resistance from organizations and institutions, and you just have to keep going. You can't let these energies affect your energy foundation anymore, because the physical is just way more worth it. It's way more worth it. In fact, I would say I've had issues already with people trying to steal this technology from me, and kind of steal this way of life from me. And what I mean by steal is take it on as their own. And I will say that there was a saying that came to me not too long ago when I was dealing with this. And I wrote this down in an email. And I said, stealing will never be rewarded. Okay? Stealing will never be rewarded. This was a reward. This technology was a reward to me for everything that I have been through. Okay? And I chose not to steal. I chose to stay honest. I chose to stay loyal. I chose to stay within my boundaries of keeping my peace, my energy field of peace, regardless of all the energies around me that were trying to disturb it. And so I think it's very important to understand that going forward in your life, stealing is never going to reward you as much as sticking to your own gifts. And those gifts will be rewarded to you. They will be rewarded to you when you show to yourself, not to anybody else, when you show to yourself, okay, that you're able to control your own energy field no matter what is coming at you. Okay, so that's the basics of natural salvation and ApoVenturi technology. I am super excited to have shared a little bit of this with you. I know it's a little challenging to see, and it looks like a bunch of scribble scrabble, but I hope that you take from this kind of a new beginning, a new way of looking at your life and yourself. And on my next video, I'll talk a little bit more about how you can like actually apply this to your life without the products, and share the world, share to the world. Have them come on and check out my videos and check out this technology, and just kind of take it into consideration. Take it into consideration. I'm the type of person that I will take anyone's advice into consideration. It may not appear that I do, but I am, because I think we all have gifts and we all have abilities that work for us that also may work for other people. So that is what I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I can't wait to see. Please leave comments if you start practicing this and you're like, wow, that really did work, or wow, I really did see that person for who they were, and I just kind of stood back and I controlled my energy field, and then I got this physical reward because of it. You will be rewarded by controlling your energy. You will be rewarded. I believe leaders, true leaders, lead people to themselves. True leaders lead people to themselves. They do not ask for followers. They do not ask for control. They do not ask for only following them. True leaders bring people to themselves, bring people to their energy, bring people to their own gifts. And then when they bring them to their own gifts, their gifts can be shared. Thank you so much.